Hi, hello and welcome to another video. So we are going to film this real quick before my day starts. So I have a lot of books that I have had on my TBR before that I haven't finished. So I have a few ones from this year, and then I have a few ones from earlier years. So what I thought I would do this week is basically to spin a wheel and get, so yeah, we have from A to J and then 1 to 10. So we have like 100 books over here. There are so many books that I haven't finished out. So basically I will spin the wheel and I will show you kind of this whole board. It's basically called Dude, Finish This Shit, because I have so many books that I really should finish off. So yeah, I have 5 days now where I will basically read as many books as I can, and then yeah, so hopefully I have a few like really big books on here. I kind of hope that I'm not getting those, but those are also books that I really need to read. So I'm just going to say, even if I land on a really big book and I only read one book during this week, during these days, I am not going to be that mad because I have at least one book finished. So some of these I have on my TBR, which, like my physical TBR, which would be great to get. But if I'm not going to be mad at it. So basically, once I have finished off a book, even if I finish off, basically, if I finish off a book before I get to this here, I will just, you know, write something else on there because we have a lot. So let's just spin this and then we'll see what we get. So I5. Okay, I'll just switch you over so you can see what we get. This is what we are working with. So I5 is this. So that is because of Miss Bridgerton. So because of Miss Bridgerton, what I know from this book, I think it is a prequel to the Bridgerton series, where I think we are following basically the Bridgerton, like the mother, that I don't remember the name of. Is it Violet? I think we are following Violet, so I'm just going to double check that and see. I think it is that. No, we are going even before that. We are following Billy Bridgerton and Edward and Andrew. So I don't really know who we are following in this because we have never met those. But I kind of hope that we will eventually follow Violet, maybe. So that might be, you know, just a... yeah, I guess we will figure out who on earth is this and how is she, you know, I don't really know. It's so why don't we just read what this book is about. So it says,
sometimes you find love in the most unexpected of places. This is not one of those times. Everyone expects Billy Bridgerton to marry one of the Rokesby brothers. The two families have been neighbors for centuries, and as a child, the tomboyish Billy ran away with Edward and Andrew. Either one would make a perfect husband someday. Sometimes you fall in love with exactly the person you think you should, or not. There is only one Rokesby Billy absolutely cannot tolerate, and that is George. He may be the eldest and an heir to the earldom, but he's arrogant, annoying, and she's absolutely certain he detests her, which is perfectly convenient as she can't stand the sight of him either. But sometimes fate has a wicked sense of humor. Because when Billy and George are quite literally thrown together, a whole new sort of sparks begin to fly. And when these lifelong advertisees finally kiss, they just might discover that the one person they can't buy is the one person they can't live without.
I don't really know who either of these people are, but I guess we will figure out. And how she is, you know, where this comes in with the Bridgerton series. So I actually only have a few minutes left of the first book, which is Because of Miss Bridgerton. And I think this is gonna end up as a 3 stars overall, because I really do like this. I like to know more about the family that Violet Bridgerton, which you meet in the first book, basically her in-laws. So she's, I mean, obviously she's married into the Bridgerton family, so we are basically learning more about these, and basically this is called the Rocaspies or something in those lines, so that's great. We are learning more about those too. So my battery is flashing, but we are going to see what the next book we will be reading is. So the next one is Age 4. So Age 4 is this, A Dark and Hollow Star. That is a long book, isn't it? Okay, so I will get to that book and we will talk more, you know, once I have gotten to it. So I will charge my battery and be back. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and yeah. So I have finished the book. I finished Dark and Hollow Star. So basically what this book is about, it's we're following 4 queer teens. So basically in this world, basically it's an urban fantasy world where basically Fae have been living among people for quite some time. And basically after a series of ritualistic killings, they are basically threatened to be exposed. And that is something that has not happened. And basically these 4 queer teens, they have the key to find the truth behind these murders. And basically if they don't, then kind of everything is in danger, and basically there will be a war brewing. So yeah, what to say about this? I give it 3 stars. Now, I don't think this is the best thing I have read. I think it's because it's YA, and you know, then it's a little, let's call it toned down, and some of my favorite books are Promise of Darkness is quite brutal. Then you have Rhapsodic, which is quite brutal too. And then yeah, I'm just used to a little bit more, you know, on the adult side, and I don't particularly I need to relate, and I don't relate to teens anymore. I mean, I am almost 27, so I'm not a teenager anymore, and I think that is one reason why I usually gravitate towards adult books. However, I give it 3 stars because it's not the worst thing, and the ending was really interesting, and I'm definitely going to, you know, continue on with this series, at least read 1 more book and see kind of which way I am kind of tipping, if it's on like a no side or if it's on the yes side. So yeah, I will be starting another series which is not that great, let's face it, but the ending was interesting, and you know, might not have been the best book, but I am curious to see kind of where we are going with this whole series. And I don't know, I don't know if it's 4 books. It's at least 4 books. So yeah, that is kind of where everything's going, and I think it's great. You know, it's So I don't know if you are able to see that, but we have Hook, Line, and Sinker. This is Hook, Line, and Sinker. So this is one of the physical books that I have. It might take a day or two to finish this. Maybe it actually had really big writing. So this is on my TBR for this month, which that fits really, really well. That this one gets picked. This is the second book in the Bellinger sisters. Something in those lines. Yeah, Bellinger sisters. So in the first one, It Happened One Summer, we are following our sister Piper. Now we are following these friends to lovers with her sister Hannah. So I can't wait. I have been meaning to read this forever. So I am going to update, once I get some reading in. Oh, actually, this might take me not that long, because we have some mixed media in here, which is going to be great. So that's tomorrow's plan. Okay, so it's later on Sunday. I have started this book. I am 122 pages in, so I still have like 200 pages left. So yeah, I have to say I'm really thrilled about actually starting to read physically again. I got a late start though, so yeah. And I'm just, let's face it, it's a little difficult to start reading again after kind of this long kind of being without reading physically. So it's kind of difficult to, yeah, actually read. And yeah, let's just say that I have figured out that I think I need an audiobook as well, just in case, when I have other things that I kind of need to get done, then it's easier to have an audiobook. So I think that's what I am going to choose. So I have basically went through all the ones that I have on the list, and then basically written down all the ones that I can pick as an audiobook. Like, who of these are somewhere as an audiobook. So I think the plan will be to just see which one I get. I mean, just spin until I have one that is an audiobook. I think that's the plan. So I'm just going to find this, because I'm currently watching the Formula 1 thing. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I don't think that I will stay up until they have driven 70 laps, but yeah. So let's just spin and just keep on spinning until one of these are, and then yeah. So let's just spin and see. Okay, A7, Crossfire. No, we don't have that as an audiobook, so let's just spin again. C4, The Vanishing Season. We don't have that. It should have been like C5 or something. E1. Okay, that we do own as an audiobook. Not own, do have that as an audiobook, so I'm just going to mark that one. So the audiobook, I do own this book physically as well, so that it's actually really great. So now basically the plan for this, I do believe that this is a series. However, I am going to, I usually, especially since it's sci-fi and everything, I will read this as an audiobook or physically, like probably like take a look once I read it. But basically, it's Blackwing Speeding, and I think this is a series. So basically, I will try and get to this one first, and then if I like it, I will continue on with the series. But obviously, I don't know if I do that. So I have to say, I usually tab my physical books. However, I don't know if I will like this, so I'm not going to tab it just to figure out that no. I don't really know if this is a YA or whatever this is. It's a fantasy world apparently. Yeah, let's just see how we are going to like this. So yeah, I'm just going to go through this as an audiobook and then see if I want to eventually reread it, tab it, and continue on with the series. So that's kind of my way to go. Just because, yeah, I just want to basically read it and see if I like it before I do anything else like tab it. So that's the plan. I mean, this is kind of great to get because I really need to cut down on my physical shelf. So that's great that we have one more to go, one more down. So yeah, I will update once I finished one of them. So rather finish this or finish that one, and okay, so as usual, I talk while I basically do my trackers. I feel like that is like one thing that I always do. So as you will have seen, at least from one of the clips, I'm reading Hook, Line, and Sinker, or I have finished Hook, Line, and Sinker, so we're done with this, which is great. So I'm gonna give this 4 stars. So I definitely think that the reason is that I don't love it as much as the It Happened One Summer, but overall I liked it. So I would definitely recommend reading this after It Happened One Summer, just because it's definitely a continuation, just because you meet both of these characters there, and yeah, then you get to know them even better, and you kind of know a little bit more. So basically, in this one, we are following Fox and Hannah, and basically Fox is the player, and Hannah is Piper, which is from the first book. It's her sister. So basically, Hannah, she is basically working in the film industry, and what happens is that they come up with the idea to film in this town where, from the first book, which is Westport. Basically, they decide to film there, so she's there for a few weeks, and basically for Brandon, which is Piper's boyfriend from the first book, basically what you get to know there is basically that they are having basically Brandon's parents come visit. So basically, Hannah is crashing at Fox's apartment because he is mostly out of town, and also basically they're friends. So these are friends to lovers. So yeah, 4 stars. Overall, I liked it. It wasn't as good as the other one, but I did really like the friends to lovers aspect of this, and I really like those two together. Now, I feel like the third act breakup, it was stupid. Let's just say it. It was stupid. It wasn't. Let's just say that the reason was that basically people got into his head. Let's just call it that. That's kind of what happened, and he was afraid. So yeah. So that kind of was the whole reason that they even broke up. But I really liked how Hannah handled this whole situation, and yeah. So 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. So yeah. And then we also picked, a second book that I could listen to as another book, and that was Black Wings Beating, and I am 216 pages in, so I am like halfway through this book, which it didn't take me too long. Now, so far, I don't think this will be a 5-star. I don't think it will be a 4-star. It's probably sitting at the 3 stars, which basically is a book that I won't be keeping, but I might continue on with it. It really depends on the final 200 pages. So, yeah, just because I haven't gotten really into this book yet, to be completely honest. And yeah, so I will probably, I have to say, might listen to the whole series as an audiobook. I don't think I will own the books just because I don't care that much. But the plan for now is I have basically revamped this whole thing, which you will see. I revamped this board because we will be using this board for a longer period of time. Like every time I'm doing a video like this. So basically we are going to spin it again. I am going to mostly focus on getting a physical book. Or at least something that I need to read physically in some shape or form. So let's just see what we are going to get. E5. So that is an audiobook, which bad. But the thing is, I know that I will finish this one off tomorrow. But I don't know if I will be able to, start something else. I mean, I do have Wednesdays, which is the last one. So maybe I should just choose that one. So I'm just going to line this in gray. So we will talk more about that when I have gotten like a physical book. Let's just spin again. We will talk about both of them. So let's just see what we get. D6. Okay, that's a really easy book to read. So yeah, let's just say that it's fine. It's going to be fine. That is the one that we will be choosing from the lot of this. So I'm just going to show you all both of them. This is the beautiful revamping of the board. So basically, I'm just going to scroll a little closer. So here we have E5, which is all of us with wings. So from what I know, I do believe that some people have hated this because of the representation. So yeah. And then we have D6, which is bleach, which I will start this series and see how I like that. So we'll change those two out once I have, gotten to them, and then we'll have a new one. So I'm overall really pleased with how this one is looking. So it's really, really great. So those are the two books that I will be reading, and yeah, I will update more later, and yeah, let's just see how this is going to go, because I'm curious about both of them, but I'm scared I won't like them. Later. It's Thursday. No, it's Tuesday, not Thursday. Oh. I'm struggling between those two. But yeah, I have finished 3 books today. So the first book I finished, it's over there. Black Wings Beating. Give it 3 stars. Don't know how to explain it. I thought it was a sci-fi just because the whole book gives sci-fi vibes, but it's a fantasy. What it's basically, we are following these 2 siblings, and it's a bird in there that they are going to capture. One thing that I didn't like was the fact that the female character was like really like, I can't do anything or need to tone it down because kind of my brother needs to get a little, let's call it glory. So I didn't like that, but yeah. And then I finished Bleach, volume 1. So we have 73 volumes left, which is gonna take me forever. I give that one 3 stars. So it's basically about, it's in this world where this boy basically have these powers, and he is a monster killer or something. So he basically kills monsters. So yeah, 3 stars. I liked it enough. I am going to continue on with the series because it was interesting enough. It's not like the best thing I have ever read, but it was captivating. And then the last book that I read was All the something with Wings. All of Us with Wings. And in this one, we're following this girl who basically has terrible parents, so she kind of runs away. Then, she's 17 by the way. Then, she meets this 12-year-old child, and basically they get good chemistry, so she basically becomes his governess. And yeah, the thing I didn't like was the fact that basically she's 17, he's 29 I think, and they get into a relationship. And I feel like I always explain myself when I am talking about this, just because overall I don't care. If this was set in Norway, I wouldn't care. But since it's set in the States and by law this is illegal, then it's not okay. Just because in Norway being 17, being together with a 29-year-old isn't illegal. But since it's illegal, I don't like that. And yeah, so I am always, when I am hearing about basically age differences, I need to know where it's set, to kind of, let's call it, if I care or not. Because technically I don't care, but then again, once it's against the law, then I care. Because yeah, and then he basically is like having this list on why he shouldn't be together with her. And the first one is because his daughter might, you know, get bothered by it. And I'm like, if it's against the law, that should be the first like thing. Like let's just see. In this one we have some trigger warnings. So it is against it says rape, sexual grooming of a minor, statutory I cannot say that a word, statutory rape, underage adult relationship, and drug use. So think about that. Didn't like it, give it 1 star. And overall I just didn't care about this book anyways. So but yeah, so for tomorrow I am going to pick out 1 physical book and 1 audiobook. So we are just going to roll until we have a physical book, and then roll again until we have an audiobook. So basically, if you have seen, I have written an A on every single one that is an audiobook. So let's just roll and see. E9. So okay, that is a poetry book. I think it's Helium. So that shouldn't take me that long. But it's the last day tomorrow too, isn't it? Or do we have another day? It's the last day tomorrow, so let's just go for that, Helium. So I don't think that is a problem, you know, to read Helium. And yeah, so let's see what audiobook we are going to listen to. It has to be an audiobook, you know. And that means I can possibly pick one that is not, that is like a little longer, not too long. I do have like a few that are really, really long that I really shouldn't get to, but let's just see. A10. Okay, that is actually an audiobook. So this worked out really well. I got everything that I need to. So the first one was this E9, and if you can see, that is Helium. Oh, this is having a weird day. There you go. Here, E9, Helium. And then we have A10 is I'm Yours. So these are the 2 ones that I will be reading tomorrow. And then, so I will update later once, you know, I have started and finished those books. So I'm not going to read anything more today because I'm tired and I have finished off 3 books today. And yeah. Okay, so it's the last day and I ended up not reading anything today because I got caught up in the movie that I was watching and basically just ended up not reading anything. So I had 2 books, as you saw, that I was supposed to read. I haven't read them, so they will just continue on being on the board and just marking it off. I'm so confused. Where did it go, really? Oh, it's updating. Okay, that's something. Basically, I'm just going to unmark it, just because those that are marked are kind of the ones that have changed. These 2 haven't changed, so yeah, that's the plan. So yeah, I don't think there is anything else to say. Tomorrow it is a new challenge and you will see that. Not a new challenge, but a new something. And I have to say I am afraid that I won't enjoy what we are reading for that. So yeah. But yeah, I hope you liked this video, and I will see you next time for another one. Bye!